Hello and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series playoffs. This is my first playoff match I got to cast this season. Got Division A East coming at you. How are you doing tonight? I am the Crushinator. Tonight I've got number 4 Baby on Board versus number 5 Boogans Forever. Let the teams know that I'm ready whenever they are, so that they can start at their leisure. But I'll let you know a little bit about this matchup here. They met in the regular season about halfway through, if I do recall, and Baby on Board won in a 2-1 in their last best of 3. So we got a number 4 seed versus number 5 in a series that previously went to 3 games, so we should have a pretty good one here. And we're going to be starting off pretty soon. So I'll let you know about the maps real quick. So I pull up my stats. There we go. Baby on Board, as the higher seed, did automatically win the coin flip as per playoff rules, and they chose first pick. They also banned away Towers of Doom and Infernal Shrines. Boogans Forever banning away Dragonshire and Battlefield of Eternity, and they have chosen to take us to Alterac Pass here for game number 1. Gonna need to pull on the water early here. Lovely, 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 lovely. Alrighty. Teams look like they're pretty much ready to go. I take a quick look at the tournament brackets. I believe these teams will be fighting against the winner of Sky 5 and Tricky Gooses, which is actually going on about now. I think they're starting a little bit late due to a late caster swap. But that's going on about at the same time, so I believe Eric with a K, not a C, is picking up that cast. So those two, the winners, will be facing each other next week. We've got ourselves a lobby, so let's get into it here. First ban goes over to the side of Baby on Board. So just make sure everything looks good. It does indeed. Fantastic, fantastic. Alterac Pass, so you got to have a little bit of camp presence. Some globals don't hurt either, as we see Brightwing going to be the ban here. First off, I mean, Brightwing, and just one thing that's kind of been weird in this last patch is you think of Brightwing as the globe. You want to make use of the global, but you see Brightwing everywhere. You see Brightwing on Volskaya, you see Brightwing on Tomb, see Brightwing on Battlefield. It just doesn't really matter. The healing output is so good, even if you're not sort of holding down a lane and propping up the macro that way, that it's hard to ignore. Of course, Tracer going to be banned away, banned against Mockery there by the Boogans. And Lucio taken off the board by Baby on Board. Lucio has been kind of a menace lately. That high 5 being unstoppable on both Lucio and the target has shut down a lot of coordinated strategies, so not too surprised to see that banned away. Boogans going to go ahead and continue to target Mockery, taking out the Hanzo, leaving the Sonya up and available, as well as Uther. So we're going to have to see what Baby on Board wants for their first pick here. There's a lot of good options to open up the draft. It is going to be the Sonya. Tarask going ahead and locking in that off lane. Small audio delay? I hope not. I guess I can't. I'm looking over like I can tell. I don't really know. Let me know if it keeps up. If it's just a delay with like my camera and the microphone, I'm not super worried. Stukov and May going to be the choice here for Thundercats and Bummerknot. Very strong picks to open things up. Can go a lot of different directions with those two heroes. So Boogans Forever keeping things general here at the start of the draft. So neither team really tipping their hands so far. But going into the Hogger and the Malfurion would seem to indicate there will be no main tank, as it were, for Baby on Board. Going instead with the Double Bruiser on the front. Could be a misdirection. Cav often plays the tank here for Baby on Board and is going with the Hogger. And with Sonya and Hogger, they're going to be able to control that back camp absolutely no problem. Good wave clear between the two of them. Sylvanas going to be the ban here for Boogans Forever. How you doing, X Factor? Baby on board. They're looking at the Stukov. They're looking at the May here. The comp they've got, I think they've got to be a little bit worried about backline dive, though May and Stukov not exactly the diviest heroes around. See what they want to ban out in response. Ban out Zagara. So trying to take away a little bit of the, I don't want to call it macro cheese. It kind of is on Alterac if you end up going with that Nidus Network Zagara and just be everywhere. Push on Alterac is very, very powerful. And Zagara definitely fits the bill there. Tom P is going to lock in the Malthael as a response to the Hogger Sonya frontline. To try to take advantage of the general lower amount of stuns there. Cambelas? I'm going to go with Cambelas. It's going to take the Cassia to pair with that May and use those blinds. So just a super solid comp I'm seeing here from Boogans Forever, and just great heroes on the side of Baby on board. I'm interested in see how they're going to wrap up this draft here. If they're going to go with something a little bit spicy, or if they're going to go with something a little more stalwart. It's going to be the Kel'Thuzad coming on out for Coffee, and Mockery is going to lock in the Tychus. So Kel'Thuzad going to be trying to control the front, try to reach the back with those chains. Mockery going to try to make sure that May can't do too much with that percent damage. Sickwiz, thank you very much for the follow. And John Mill 42 earlier, thank you for the follow as well. Genji going to be the final pick here for non-champions. So there's that dive that we were a little bit worried about with the Malfurions. So Kel'Thuzad not exactly great into dive either, but with Tychus back there, as long as he's not pumping those deflects into his own team, can be a little, can ward away a Genji. It's gonna be tough to answer that, but we'll see what they can do. So we lock in our drafts, make sure there's no swippity swaps. Looks like we're all good to go. Set my mouse properly. Oh, it's because you're casting it to the TV? Ah, got it. How you doing, Root Beer Guy? As we load into our first game, we do get to see a Kel'Thuzad from Coffee. It's an interesting map for it, being a more push-focused map. Kel'Thuzad can just sort of catch people out of nowhere, though. Stukov and Cassia are definitely not going to want to be on the receiving end there. Let's see how it goes. Starting off game number 1 on the left in the blue, it is Baby on board. With Cavalier Guest on the Hogger, Tarask is playing Sonya, Kyberry is on the Malfurion, Mockery playing Tychus, and it is Coffee on the Kel'Thuzad. On the right in the red, we have Boogans Forever. We're going to introduce him even though there's a pause. Tom Piece is on the Malthael, Thundercats on the Stukov, non-champion on the Genji, Bummerknot playing the Cassia, and Cambelas on the May. Might be the other way around. We're going to check that. Alrighty. Starting up our game number 1 here on Alterac Pass. About to come through the mid. Taking a look at our level 1s, looks like Hogger is going for that Journeyman Cooking. Gonna go into the Easy Throw Dynamite quest. Cassia going for that Thunder Fury Qs, and of course Kel'Thuzad trying to stack up that baseline quest. Looks like Boogans Forever not too interested in allowing Kel'Thuzad to stack that baseline quest right off the bat, as Malthael and Genji already split into lanes here. It's going to allow Baby on board to get the early clear, be on their way. See what the split is going to be. Looks like we've got a heavy rotate. Going to try to get this Malthael in the top lane. No, we're going to head on back. It looked like it was going to be a huge rotation up to this Malthael, but it's going to be just the Tychus to start things off. While Sonya heads on down to the bottom lane. All but one globe claimed there. See what the clash is going to be like in the mid. One stack there for Kel'Thuzad. No stacks yet for Cassia, as they did avoid that early fight. And the macro is begun. Cassia heading on back with Stukov to start up the camp here for Boogans Forever. And Hogger to go ahead and knock this out real quick. Weird bounce there, didn't seem to go through. But not a lot going on in the early goings here. Boogans Forever just happy to deny Kel'Thuzad stacking opportunities in the early game. Thrask doing some good work versus Genji here. Genji definitely going to have some trouble whittling down a Sonya in these lanes. Sonya did start out with the Furious Blow, so going into that slam build as per usual. But Malthael is going to come on down and try to help this out. Tompy's going to ward away Sonya for a second before Thrask cues right back in there. Clearing throughout the mid is the rest of Baby on board here. Thundercats and Non-Champion joining Bubbernot to try to clear away this siege. As Cassia is now dueling Tychus in the top lane. Putting in some good work here on this wall. The camp is nearly cleared away. Hogger could be in some trouble there. Couldn't quite bounce off the gate. Does get back and get to safety. The wall is down. A very good starting push here. The camp clear on the side of Baby on board is definitely showing its value right off the start. And with Tychus coming on down, they're going to some early damage on this mid fort.
Get ready to free them.
Camps are coming up here. Both teams pretty even in experience so far, aside from that wall that went down, so the 250 on the structures, very even. Mockery could be in trouble as we got a full rotation for Boogans Forever. May is going to put down the Blizzard, not going to land the icing. Can Tychus get behind the wall? The silence is out, and that is going to be it for Mockery. Nice rotation there, right as the objective comes up. See Hogger working on that back camp right at the 3-minute mark. Similar rotation from Baby on board is not going to find Tompy's down in this bottom lane. We see the Boogans head back to the camp of their own. A little bit behind on minions and on hero kills is Baby on board here, though they're going to find their level 7s about at the same time here. Shouldn't be too much of a deficit going into this objective. Someone's got to head on down here. Looks like Sonya going to catch this bottom wave, though. The rest of Baby on board thinking about moving up, but we've got ourselves another pause. Into it. Alright, we're back. Woo! Objectives up and running. The push in mid here from Baby on board. Trying to get a little bit more damage onto this mid fort. Bouncing, trying to clear these waves. This camp is still a little bit up here for Boogans Forever. Bubbernot trying to catch Kai berries there. Silent Zone out as well, putting all sorts of CC into the middle of that lane. Right now, Malthael and Sonya still duking it out in that bottom lane. Both teams just looking to jockey for position here. Not ready to jump onto that objective just yet. See Boogans Forever thinking about a rotation. Uh-oh, Tychus may be a little bit far forward. Mockery got to be careful here. Bubbernot. Ooh, nice dash there is going to get Tychus to safety. Right now we see the teams in a little bit of a stalemate. Thundercats is going to move forward and start prepping this objective area. Sonya's getting some great value here in the bottom. Malthael was coming up here thinking about a fight. Coffee is going to get a couple of stacks. Now it's 6 stacks on that quest. Looks like they're just trying to stall this out to allow Sonya to get some value. We see, oh, the channel goes off. Mockery a little bit late on that grenade. But the mid camp has been claimed by Baby on board, which is going to create a lot of pressure in the mid lane. Bubbernot taking some big damage from Mockery there as Cav takes back that camp. Coffee gets the root. Mockery going to move on up. Bubbernot in a little bit of trouble here. Is going to be blinded out. As Cavalier Guest goes on in, but cannot find the last hit there. On to May. Is going to force Bubbernot to back. Coffee not quite finding the chains there. And the push in the mid continues. This camp is really leading the charge here. Will be cleared out. Tompies manages to avoid the combo chain. Stukov is still rooted. Coffee in some trouble here. Non-champion all over the backline, but 10s are here for Baby on board. Can they turn this around as Cavalier Guest? Getting low. Oh, non-champion with a great dash there. Cavalier Guest did not get the bounce that they wanted. He was able to just barely get on out of there. So Malthael in the bottom lane now picking up that level 10 for Boogans Forever. Taking a look here, we do have the Twilight Dream. Oh my goodness, Cavalier Guest is being Assaulted by 4, does not get the bounce off the mid. This could be big trouble here for Hogger. Last rights comes on out, and that is a Hogger going down. Was expecting to get the bounce off the wall, but couldn't quite go far enough. Uh-oh, Coffee could be in trouble now as the ice wall comes out from May. Bummer not. Trying to get the Blizzard down. That's going to be a dead Kel'Thuzad. 2 kills for Boogans forever, and that's going to allow them to move on to this objective. Nice work there. Sonya's headed back to the bottom lane, trying to do a little bit of siege as only Sonya can. Malthael does duel Sonya fairly well in the minion wave. But Sonya also pretty good in the minion wave. Boogans forever does get their first objective of the game. Hogger once again capping that camp there for Baby on board. Thundercats and non-champion doing the same here for Boogans forever. So our riders are going to ride on out to all 3 lanes. We'll see how much Boogans forever can get done here against the wave clear presence on Baby on board. So Tychus going to head up to the top lane to try to deal with that pressure from Cassia. See Hogger just trying to cut off those rotations. The camp's going to clash in the mid along with this objective, but it is on the side. Uh-oh, Malfurion going to get caught there. With Blizzard going to come on out and get the stun onto Malfurion. This could be trouble for Kyberry. He's going to pop that Twilight Dream and silence 3, but Malfurion's still going to go down here. Boogans forever looking very, very healthy as Hogger and Kel'Thuzad try to stop this push. Coffee got to get behind the wall there. Will get to safety as the wave clear continues. Wall is going to take some big damage here. Non-champion manages to get away from the chains. Coffee now 1 stack away from that glacial spike. Mockery done a good job in the top lane of stopping that push, as did Sony in the bottom lane, so good defense overall. Cavalier Guest got to be careful here. Gets the knockback on the icing as Bummernot gets caught there. Tarrasque coming on up with the last hit onto May. Tompy's trying to get away as well. Mockery comes on out. Tarrasque gets the leap onto the backline, goes down to the last rights, and now non-champion with the Dragon Blade is going to execute the Kel'Thuzad. A great deflect there off of the Hogger Hog Wild. But it's a big damage out, almost getting down Cavalier Guest. Right now, Boogans forever 6-1 in these kills. Really coming out ahead in these fights. We'll see whether that translates into structures here. See Hogger's going to head on back and work on this back camp. Malthael throwing more damage onto this bottom wall. This back camp coming up every 90 seconds. It just requires constant attention. Malthael can do it solo, but right now Malthael is also the main wave clear for Boogans forever. So Malthael doing a lot of double soaking, and the rest of the team really responsible for those camps. Take a look at the experience. Pretty even on mercs, pretty even on minions. It's that hero experience that is keeping Boogans forever ahead so far. So the tussle here in the mid. Cavalier Guest throwing out those triple dynamites. Gonna go ahead and use the Hog Wild for the wave clear, but Bummernot looking for a flank. Mockery here as well. Cassia starting to come on down. May is going to be discovered though, so the element of surprise has been averted. Push continues. Tompiece on the outside. Cavalier Guest could be in trouble here. There's the last rights. That's going to be it for Hogger. 2 caught in the ice wall. Kyberries pops that Twilight Dream and silences 3. That's going to be it for Malthael. But Kel'Thuzad goes down as well. Malfurion is going to fall. It's a 3-for-1 for Boogans forever. Sonya got to be careful here as Bummernot on the chase. Gets the slow. Going to pop that Blizzard. Knock back Sonya. The stun is in. Is there enough damage from Genji? Looks like Tarrasque is going to be okay. Midfort did go down. So through all of that... Oh, Tarrasque got to be careful there. On champion. Finished with that Shuriken Mastery quest. Tarrasque thinking about an interrupt, but thinks better of it as 4 members of Boogans forever guarding the area. And 16s have also been achieved by the red team. Oh, we could be looking at a camp invade. Non-champion scouts it out with those shurikens. It's going to jump on in there. Kyberries throws down the root, and oh, it's a huge Kel'Thuzad combo. Non-champion has to dash away. Tarrasque is in the back and execute that Genji. Pushed away is Sonya. Mockery coming on up as well, but the camp is actually claimed by Boogans forever. On the chase, though, is Baby on board. Bummernot is cut off by the Hogger. Cannot escape May. Campbell is caught by Kel'Thuzad. Thundercats being chased out as well. Slowed by Hogger. Can they catch up with Thundercats? Glacial Spike? Maybe? No? Oh no, Thundercats is going to escape. It is 3 kills, though, for Baby on board. Mockery is going to put a little bit of damage onto this mid-fort. That's going to be level 16s as well. Good catch-up experience as Cavalier Guest going to take the opportunity to say, you stole our camp. Go ahead and steal yours. Boogans forever realize it's just Sonya on this point. Tarrasque's got to be careful here as Tompies is on the chase. Puts on the Reaper's mark. This could be trouble for Sonya. Last Rites comes out. I don't think that's enough, but the chase continues. Can Tarrasque get away? No, Sonya goes down. And the channel is stopped. 2 caught by this ice wall as Cavalier Guest trying to cut off Bummernot. Kel'Thuzad is taken out there. Silencer comes out from Malfurion. Kyberries with nowhere to go, though. Malfurion is going to fall. Cavalier Guest looking for a way out here. Has the unstoppable bounce. Uh-oh, is going to find their way back into enemy territory. Gonna have to wait out that Hogwild cooldown. Cavalier Guest gonna fight for their life here, but this could be Hogger going down. A counter quad kill by Boogans forever. They stop the channel. Get the quad. What a back and forth there. And great, you know, the Boogans realized with 3 on that camp, it could only have been Sonya holding down that objective. So Malthael rides out, gets that Reaper's mark. And great execution there. Gambella's going to go ahead and start up this boss with non-champion. Going to try to time it out with the objective here as May stopping those minions. Tarrasque sees them coming. Kel'Thuzad is here, Malfurion is here, Tychus is on the way. They won't have a Hogger, though. I don't think they can go in on this. They're going to look for one. This wall is going to come out. It is a red boss, so Baby on board is going to have to be careful here. Coffee in the slow zone. Uh-oh, non-champion is cutting the cutoff, and look at the Shuriken mastery. That is it for Kel'Thuzad. Just bursted down. Sonya trying to get back behind that wall. Hogger is in, trying to find Thundercats here. Stukov in all sorts of trouble. The leap comes out from Sonya and grabs that kill. Campbellis is being forced back as well. And even without Kel'Thuzad, Baby on board trying to turn this around. Double silence comes out from Malfurion. Tompies trying to warp on through. Oh my goodness, is going to escape for now. Tarrasque looking for the wraparound. Mockery trying to catch up with the overkill, but Tompies on the Malthael is going to get away here. Wow, what an escape. Hogger trying to get the Hogwild away. Uh-oh, Maeve caught up, though. There it is. That's going to be Hogger going down. The last right's not going to do much to Tychus, but Kyberries, nowhere to go, is going to fall. Boogans forever. They found the kills, and then they got counter-killed, and then they found the kills once again, as the Riders and the boss dealing serious damage to this bottom lane. Oh, Campbell is almost caught there by Coffee. Good combo attempt with that Glacial Spike. So that's going to be 3 forts down. Keep walls almost all taken out here. Right now we see Boogans forever on their way to this top boss section. So now level 20 is here for Boogans forever. They're going to use it to take this boss. 20 is here for Baby on board as well. See Tom Peace working on this back camp here for the Boogans. Cavalier Guest and Coffee. Going to go ahead and grab this hill camp as well. With the boss pushing the top lane, see what Boogans Forever wants to do with this spot. Going to get some push going in the mid. They're going to try to clear out this camp. They're looking for rotations. They're actually looking down to possibly... Yeah, they were looking for a rotation. They were looking for someone to step out. But they're going to put some pressure on this bottom keep. Top boss is being worked on here by Baby on board. 4 members there. With no minions, this is a tough spot. Cavalier Guest going to come in with that dynamite and slows. Top boss should be taken care of, but that wave may take out the keep. Cavalier Guest is going to catch up with the Hortipult, though. Ice Wall not going to catch any. Bombernaut could be in some trouble here. Ariat Crater, Thundercats throwing down the silence, so that's going to be May first to go down. Stukov is trying to get away from Sonya here as Hogger bouncing all over the back line. Non-champion trying to use that Dragon Blade to get away. Nice spear, though, by Tarask. Malthael goes down on the top section to the rest of Baby on board. Top keep did fall to that minion wave. So we're now a 5v4 here for Baby on board. They're going to try to move towards this objective as Sonya's heading back to try to clear away that big top wave. Rest of Boogans Forever are going to try to sneak this bottom keep again. To clear this wave, they're going to move towards the bottom keep. And this will almost certainly be going down here. Hogger moves up to steal this mid camp. Tarask gotta be a little bit careful here. Finds the spear, but gonna have to get on out of dodge. Counter camp steal is done by Boogans Forever. 18 seconds on the channel here. Baby on board's got to be careful. Cavalier Guest is cutting off this wave, but is going to have to mount up and get on out of there. Can Hogger get away from Tompies? The Reaper's Mark doesn't hit, so there's the Hortipult, and Hogger is going to be alright. Ice Wall is going to catch Tychus here. Full combo with the Ariat Crater on the backline, but there's a Silent Zone in there, and Sonya with nowhere to go. Campbellis is going to be caught there by Kel'Thuzad as Cavalier Guest is chasing out non-champion. Genji's slicing on in, though, wants to find the big burst onto Kel'Thuzad once again. As Hogger bouncing on the backline, Bombernaut and Campbell is going to be caught there. A lot of low health bars on the side of Boogans Forever, even though Sonya's down. They're going to have to start retreating. Kyberry's going to get the channel here, and we are going to have Blue Riders. The core's starting to take some damage here as these waves really collapsing. Baby on board. Their objective is going to be trapped at the base and everywhere but top lane. At least their core will remain unblemished as it goes ahead and heals up. Tychus managing to get away here. So mid looks like it will be the focus here for Boogans Forever. They're just going to go ahead and move up to do that. The rest of Baby on board is going to use this bottom objective. Try to put some pressure on the bottom fort. Possibly set that up for a boss play. Boogans Forever, they're starting to collapse here. Tychus manages to find their way away from May. Bombernaut is on the flank. Sonya's behind here. This could be trouble for Baby on board. Cav goes through the bottom corridor. The fort goes down. That's a good opportunity here for Baby on board to leap in. So far, the Ariat Craters have been a little bit less than effective with that Stukov silence not allowing Sonya to spin. See what the siege is like. Right now, Boogans Forever are waiting for their opportunity. Top objective is still pushing out. Bombernaut waiting in the top there. There's the Root Silence onto Hogger. Going to be cleansed out. Ice Wall is going to catch Tychus. They're going for the stun there. Tychus is going to be caught. Look at the burst damage coming out, and that's going to be it for Tychus. But a big silence comes on out from Malfurion as Tompi is trying to cleave away that back line. Kel'Thuzad has thrown out so many Shadow Fissures, but Hogger going down underneath the keep. Non-champion with the Dragon Blade is chasing out the rest. Ariat Crater on no is going to catch Kyberries. That's going to be Hogger down. Genji actually falls to Kyberries. Look at this turnaround here. Can Malfurion actually start to get out? Coffee going to be slowed by Mei Kai just on a wild chase, but Malthael is there. That's going to be Malfurion going down. Coffee going to be chased and slowed by Bombernaut. Tries for one more combo, and that is going to be it for Kel'Thuzad. Tompies is already headed to the core. Tychus up in 17 seconds here. Hogger up in 24. The rest of Boogans are going to come on through. They don't have any minions. This core does kind of play a whooping on you if you're not careful here. That spin going to be cleaving away, but Tychus is just now coming up. Augur 8 seconds away. This core is still fairly healthy here. Ice Wall is going to stop the Tychus. The core down to about half. Here comes Augur. Sonya 5 seconds away. Malthael is going to go down. This core is clearing away. Boogans forever. May is going to go down. Campbellis is being chased out. And the core stands. The core is too strong and kills two members of Boogans forever as Malthael buys back onto the battlefield. And the infamous Alterac Pass core claims another rush attempt. Wow. With May down, Baby on board is going to move towards this bottom boss. Sonya has started it up. Augur on the way to clean it up. Top boss going to be worked on here by Boogans forever. Get some counter push in the top lane. It is being pushed out though. We've got a camp on the way to the core. Objective is in the bottom lane. This bottom boss is going to slam into a keep. This top boss is going to slam into a core. Maybe on board, maybe just trying to end this game right now. May is just now coming up here. Maybe on board, they're going to work on this keep wall. Taras is going to go onto the keep here. Got to be careful, though. The best of Boogans forever are here. Are they going to make a play for it right now? Augur bounces off the keep and gets to safety. Ice Wall, oh no, is going to catch the Kel'Thuzad. This could be trouble here. Going to be caught by the Blizzard as well, and that's going to be Kel'Thuzad going down first. Silence on the back line. Taras wants Thundercat. It's going to start to spin, but too much healing from the Stukov. That's Sonya going down. Non-champion continuing to swipe on that back line. Again, so many low health bars on the side of Boogans forever. Odin is going to be popped by Tychus. Kyber is continuing to chase here. Are they actually going to try this 3v5? Meanwhile, the back core, this boss, the wave is caught here. I don't think they can do it. It's a core race. Kai is all over the core, but the back core is going to go down. The boss is enough, and Boogans forever win the race and win the first game. GG. Wow. What an end to game number one. Baby on board had one chance. They had to go for it. A great ice wall onto Kel'Thuzad starts the defense there for Boogans forever. And despite that, getting the core down to less than half health there was Baby on board. They needed to get there a little bit faster. Boogans forever with that top boss play picks up game number one. Very nicely done. Very, very nicely done. Go ahead and update this. Bada boom. All right, let's take a look at the score sheet here. Non-champion on the Genji, leading the way on damage, over 70,000 there for Boogans forever. Great last pick there by non-champion. Cavalier Guest on the Augur actually leading the way on the hero damage with almost 78,000 for Baby on board. Cavalier Guest just living a while. Putting out those dynamites start to do an awful lot of damage. Take a quick look at the talent screen. Looks like we're going to go ahead and start to set up here for game number 2. But I do owe you 20 squats. There's a thing that I owe you. Let's go ahead. Get that set up. We're going to go here first. And we're going to do our 20.
Change to the front. Back. Ready for legs touches. Bent, and straight. Change. And straight, and bend, straight again. In 2 counts. And bend, straight, straight. Slowly walk forward with your hands. Ready for heels, lifts. Go and up, and down, and up, and down. Good.
20 squats. 20 squats. Alrighty. Hoo-wee. Alrighty. Well, no word on our next game yet, so we're going to go to a short break. Hopefully it is short this time. When we come back, game number 2, Baby on board versus Boogans forever. Alrighty, it was a short break. We are back. It's game number 2 here for number 4 seed Baby on Board versus number 5 seed Boogans Forever. Boogans did pick up the first win there. They are 1 win away from advancing. Baby on Board bring it back with 2 straight. We're going to see here as we're getting ready for our next game. If you're just joining us, give them the old caster ready. Towers of Doom, Infernal Shrines, Dragonshire, and Battlefield of Eternity have been banned out for this series. Boogans Forever just picked up the victory there on Alterac Pass, and now Boogans Forever are taking us to Cursed Hollow for game number 2. We should have this draft up and running right about now. Teams are itching to get going here after our long delay. We will get right into it. Another large map. Not quite, I mean, it's weird to think about Alterac Pass being somehow a more macro-focused map than Cursed Hollow. Cursed Hollow has so many more camps, so many more interesting decisions to make. Alterac Pass just has one extremely crucial, always gotta do it decision to make, and it almost feels like more of a big deal, which is very odd. Like Cursed Hollow, it's like, yeah, camp clear is important. It's not super important. But Alterac Pass, you're just like, we need camp clear all the time.
Our world is worth fighting for.
Bands fly, Fast and Furious, Brightwing Sonya off the board, Hanzo Tracer off the board, and Cavalier Guest. Gonna take away the May here and force Bummernot to play something else. Thundercat's gonna respond with the Lucio, as it was left unbanned in favor of Sonya. Cambella's happy to grab the Sylvanas here for Boogans Forever. It's going with that map movement in the Lucio. Sylvanas going to be able to aid a little bit in the siege. Going to be a Hogger and an Uther here for Tarask and Kyberries. So the Hogger returns in the hands of a different player. Kyberries switching from the Malfurion to the Uther, so a pretty lethal combination here coming out from Baby on Board. If they do happen to catch somebody, they're going to be staying there for quite a while. Boogans Forever, though, they do have the Lucio. Is the high 5 going to be enough for all those stuns? Boogans Forever going to remove the Sergeant Hammer here. Do not want to deal if they protect the hammer style. Baby on Board, thinking about their next ban. They're looking at a Sylvanas, they're looking at a Lucio. A ban away Garrosh. So they've got to be a little bit careful with their tank option here. This is a very scary front line in May, Uther, and Hogger. It wouldn't surprise me to see the Malthael come out again here, though it is a little bit a harder sell into an Uther. Last time the stuns were not that plentiful. Uther can definitely bring them. Tompi's gonna try it though. Gonna bring through the Malthael, and Bummernot actually going with the Diablo. I was wondering if they were going to full commit to that front line in the face of May Uther.
The wait is over.
Cassia Chromie gonna be the choice here for Coffee and Mockery. So a long-range style. I don't know. This is going to be interesting. Can Boogans actually pierce through the May and the Uther? That's such a tough front line to pass. And there's a ton of damage behind it in the Chromie and the Cassia. Non-champion once again with the last pick. What is it going to be here? Is it going to be a diver once again, or is it going to be something else? It's going to be Mephisto. So a little bit of dive, but in a different way. Mephisto can pass May and Uther. That is something that Boogans definitely needed to be able to do. And Uther's, AoE healing is definitely not that great. So if Baby on Board can't put enough poke damage onto Mephisto, that could definitely do some work here. Boogans Forever. Another interesting response in that last pick. And Baby on Board, they're changing up their strategy a little bit here. They're not exactly the bowl 'em over strats they had before, but they do have quite a bit of damage behind that very sturdy front line. Alrighty, loading on in here to our game number 2. Here we go. Alrighty.
Prepare yourself for battle.
On the left in the blue, fighting for their playoff lives, it is Baby on board. Cavalier Guest is on the May. Tarask is on the Hogger. Mockery playing Cassia. Kyberry is on the Uther. And Coffee playing the Chromie. On the right in the red, looking to close out the series, it is Boogans Forever with Bummernot on the Diablo. Tompies playing Malthael. Cambella's on the Sylvanas. Thundercats playing Lucio. And Non-Champion is on the Mephisto.
3, 2, 1. Let the battle begin.
Game number 2 is underway here. Uther with that auto attack quest wants to get those extra stuns out as we head straight to the bottom lane with that Sylvanas. Going to try to take out this top tower. There's the black arrows. Hogger going to come to respond. Rest of the team looking to respond as well. Tarask thinking about it. Oh, the tower still stands. They got about 60% of it. And a good gambit there. Baby on board did not fully commit to it. They are going to try to cut off this rotation. Bummernot and Thundercats are here. Coffee gets dismounted, but Bummernot was already on the way out. Uh-oh, they still find the Chromie. There's the stun. There's the flip. Bummernot going to be stunned out as well, though, and this choke does seem to favor the Cassie and the Chromie. Looks like it's going to be Hogger dealing with Sylvanas in the bottom lane. Cavalier Guest and Tompies with the Hogger and the Malthael and with clashing in the top lane. Jazzaline coming in with the party at 12. Welcome to game number 2. Got a bit of a long pause there in game number 1, so we're still barely starting game number 2 here, so lots of series left. Hope yours went well. Hey, Kagiri, how you doing? I haven't seen you in quite a while. Hope you're having a good day. Now, both teams taking the bottom side camps, as we do have a bottom side objective spawning. Oh, hey, Days in the chat as well. All the folks are here. Right now, Tompies putting a little bit of damage with those Reaper's marks out onto May. Bullying this lane a little bit. As we see the Bruiser in the mid, going to be met with the Siege in the bottom. Siege in the top lane is going to be going now for Baby on board, and we'll see if they can get some pressure through this mid lane, as the rest of the Boogans are still working on this Bruiser camp, so they're a little bit behind on the camp clear. Up onto the wall here, Mockery and Kyberry is going to be dealing with Non-Champion. Cavalier Guest here as well, and this is pretty similar to game number 1, getting a lot of damage onto the mid wall right off the bat. Chromie dealing with the bottom wave. Looks like this wall is definitely going down here, as Sylvanas still working on that Bruiser camp here for the Boogans. Bummernot is on the back line, though. Cavalier Guest with the peels. Another great start for Baby on board as they set up for this tribute. Doing well? I'm doing pretty well. I'm happy to be cast, and I'm glad the playoffs are here. Cavalier Guest manages to avoid the second stun. May, right where she wants to be, though, finds the double stun. Nice knockback there by the Hogger as well. Extra stun from Uther. Bummernot trying to get into that zone of Spell Shield. A good zone out by Baby on board. They're going to work on clearing this mid. Chromie's going to get this back objective. Great start here. Diablo forced to back. Checking in on our experience. Looks like Baby on board a little bit ahead on the minions. We're even on mercs. That's structure damage. That's structure experience. A little bit of a lead there for Baby on board. Coffee got to be careful here as Cambella's and Thundercats are coming on through. Lucio with the, looking for the boot back, is going to get it. Coffee chunked down to about 30% there. Hockey announcer voice. Must be the Canada showing. Malthael bullying Hogger a little bit in that top lane. Siege was starting, but Sylvanas with that wave clear is going to get a little bit of an advantage there. Kyberries and Cav are going to be caught here by Bummernot and Thundercats. Uh-oh. Maybe turning things around as Mockery has come on down here. Non-Champion thinking about it as well. Thundercats was stunned out there by Kai. A little bit of a skirmish going on. Campbell is coming to see what's going on. Coffee coming to join the scrap as well. So we got a full 4v4 in between lanes. Cavalier Guest moves on forward, trying to get the body block with that trait. It's Bummer not forced out once again there by that extremely high damage backline of Cassia Chromie. Next objective is spawned. Augur gets the scout. Tompiece is trying to get the channel here, but Cavalier Guest has the first interrupt. Augur gonna get stunned, and we're gonna have a full 5v5. And look at the damage coming out from those pinpoint accuracy Dragon's Breaths from Coffee. Get the last hit there onto Malthael. Augur gets the full spin through Diablo, and there's the stun onto Thundercats. Lucio trying to get away. Sylvanas take it out on the low end, and that's a triple kill for Baby on board. Coffee thinking about putting some damage there onto non-champion. Now it's 2 out of 3. A little bit of an experienced lead, almost a full level. So this is where teams got to start thinking about the boss. Baby on board can absolutely just skip the next objective and make a boss play. It looks like they're going to do that down here in the bottom lane. Bonkai coming in with the 11. Welcome, welcome. We're getting into game number 2 here between number 4 seed Baby on board and number 5 seed Boogans Forever. We're currently up 1-0 in this series. And this is the play that you make. They don't have to wait for their level 10s. They know that Boogans Forever have to commit to this objective. So they get that bottom boss, and they actually do it fast enough that they might be able to contest the objective as well. Mockery coming on in is going to say no thanks to that Bummernaut, but uh-oh, Diablo is in all sorts of trouble. Lucio actually taken out on the camp by Coffee. What a play over the wall. Baby on board is going to get some huge value in the bottom lane and maybe get this objective as well. Tompiece is going to be stunned. That's going to be it for Malthael. Double kill is in. Cavalier Guest finds the forward ice wall, is going to stun Campbell. Can the rest of the team get here? Haunting Wave, though, is going to save Sylvanas. Kagiri, thank you very much for the follow. Glad you're having a good time. This is going to be Baby on board. We're going to get the curse. Boss is still pushing away in the bottom lane here. It's going to be pretty much cleared out by Campbellas. But the push in the mid, it's going to be serious. Augur pushing the top lane, the mid fort going down. Boogans waiting on their level 10s, and there they are. Bummernaut waiting for a flank here. Mid wave cleared away. Bummernaut is still waiting, looking for the backline, looking for an APOC combo. What a stun by Kyberries in mid-charge, but the Durance of Hate is going to land. D-Shield comes out onto May, followed up by an Ice Wall onto 2. Cambella's with nowhere to go. Sylvanas is going to go down. There's the stun onto Diablo. Bummernaut going to get hit with the Blizzard. Diablo's going to fall. That's 2 kills for Baby on board. They've still got 25 seconds on this curse. He's non-champion trying to clear away this wave. Going to be boarded away by Chromie. Looks like Baby on board going to retreat back to the forward boss here. And they have a complete stranglehold on this game so far. Diablo just now coming up. Probably won't be able to contest this boss. Lucio's coming by to check. Thundercats sees them there. Sylvanas is thinking about it. Lucio gonna skate away. Baby on board says, we're gonna get 13s in just a moment. We're gonna go ahead and steal this as well. Boogans are not gonna give this up. Bummernaut is going in here. They're gonna contest. Ice Wall is not gonna catch anybody here. Durance of Hate is gonna root 4, but Malthael the first to fall. Bummernaut just nowhere to go there. Diablo is gonna go down. Cambella's trying to get away from the Dragon's Breath, will do so, but non-champion taken out there. That's 3 more kills for Baby on board. That's 10-0 on these kills. They're going to go ahead and keep on pushing here. Coffee, with absolutely no mana left at all, is going to head on back to base. Looks like this mid-keep may be going down here at the before the 9-minute mark. Without Coffee here, Mephisto is coming up. Baby on board got to be a little bit careful. Keep is about to fall. There it is. Baby on board does manage to get away here. With 4 structures down in the first 9 minutes of the game, it is theirs to lose for sure. Bottom boss up in about a minute and a half. Hogger and Chromie going to go ahead and start up this back bruiser. And that right now, Boogans Forever, they're just trying to stop the bleeding. They're trying to get on even talent tiers, find their next fight, but they're still 3 points away from their next objective cap. Baby on board doesn't really have to fight them here. They can just soak out, wait for their 16s, look for picks. They don't have to take a 5v5. Tom Peace with that on a pale horse is going to get on out of there. Baby on board looking through the jungle, trying to find Malthael. Tom Peace long gone here. Rest of the crew going to be spotted by this wave, trying to move up and clear away this bruiser with the 2 catapults. Now we see Baby on board. They're just going to clear out the top lane, create some pressure with this siege camp. Not really all that concerned about the next objective. Just going to lurk up here, Tarask, using this little cubby. This camp up in 2 minutes. So Boogans Forever going to pick up their first of 3 curse points required for the objective. Baby on board is just staying off the map here. Cav going to show on this wave. The rest of the crew's coming up. Could have ourselves a 5v5. 16 is almost here. Baby on board. They don't want this fight now. They want to find their 16s. As level 13 has been achieved by Boogans Forever. Level 16 is almost here for Baby on board. They're going to go ahead and move to this bottom boss. Top boss is still 2 minutes on it, so there's no chance for Boogans Forever to counter this. Right now, just moving across the top of the map, looking for an opportunity. Cambella's moving on up. Bottom boss, though, going to be claimed here by Baby on board. No problem at all, and right next to the next curse point. As we see, just using those black arrows to try to get a little bit of that stored XP that live in these fort walls is Boogans Forever. That's all they can really do here. Mockery looking for anyone in these lanes. Not going to find anyone, though. As Coffee in position to pick up this next curse point. And the boss barreling down towards this bottom keep. Ask Mockery, Kyberries. Ready to put out the damage. Bay is here as well, but Chromie on the back. Going to be a little bit behind here. Ice Wall comes out, not going to catch anyone. It's non-champion looking for a possible Durance. Keep is starting to take damage from this boss, but the boss is going down quickly. Coffee is here. There's the route onto Diablo. Bummernot could be in some trouble. Nice cleanse comes on out there to deny the kill. Non-champion with a great Durance, but the rest of the team was already retreating, and this bottom keep is going to go down here. Tarask bouncing off the back. Non-champion, oh, manages to wiggle away from that Dragon's Breath. Now we see Baby on board. Gonna go ahead and get this steal. So this is an interesting spot. Level 16 is on the horizon here for Boogans Forever. Baby on board, if they can find a fight now, it would be in their favor. They're just going to move across the map here. Steal as many of these camps as possible. Deny as much experience to Boogans Forever as they possibly can. They're looking to get their second point on this curse. Thundercats is moving on in here. They check the bush. Camp is claimed. Objective coming up in a couple seconds. Boss is up as well, but Boogans Forever, they're almost 16. They could potentially get 16 and contest this boss play. Baby on board is going to go ahead and start it up. Bummernot is waiting. Thundercats on the edge as well. 16 is here for Boogans Forever. If there's ever going to be a turnaround, it's now. Thundercats and Bummernot are here. The rest of the team is coming on through. This is going to be the fight for the game. Boogans Forever is moving across here. Tom Peace is looking for a flank onto the back line. Non-champion wants to find a big Durance in this corridor. Ice Wall comes out. Not going to catch anybody, though. Bummernot makes the big play. Going to jump onto the point. Hogger is hog wild all over the point. Lucio is down. Diablo is down. Tom Peace is trying to heal there. May is going to fall. Tom Peace is still up, but finally goes down to that last hit. That's 3 kills to 1 for Baby on board. Non-champion and Bummernot trying to get away here. That might have been 4 kills. I think Bummernaut went down and came back with souls. The boss is going to be pushing down this final keep here. The rest of Baby on board. Thinking about ending this game right now. Boss is going to be coming on through, and there they go. Baby on board are moving onto the core. 10 seconds on Sylvanas. Lucio up in 5. 10 on Malthael. The boss full health is on this core. Tarrasque is on the back line here, and this looks like it's going to be it. GG has been called. Baby on board with a dominating performance here on Cursed Hollow. GG. Wow, what a game number 2 there. Baby on board come flying out of the gates with a May Uther draft. They played the map perfectly. They got the early fights the way they needed to get them, got the 2-0 on the curse points, and then just macroed. Incredible stuff there. Boogans forever. You know, they did well. They fell behind, but they didn't just chain throw into them. They found the, you know, they took the best fights that they could in the spot that they were in. They tried to fight before 16. They tried to fight once they got their own 16. It was a really tough spot to be in, but they made smart decisions. But in the end, Baby on board looked fantastic that game, and it shows in the stats here. 14-1 on those kills. We saw Mockery on the Cassia, nearly 56,000 damage, leading the way there by quite a bit. Non-champion on the Mephisto able to put up 31k there for Boogans forever. What a performance from Baby on board. Take a quick look at the talents. Get ourselves set up here for game number 3. Oh, looks like we have a lobby already. Alrighty. Let's update the sheet then. Maybe on board. We're going to Barks' holdout. Let's see who picked it. Baby on board picking Braxis for game number 3. Alrighty. Cool. That's good. Everything's good. All right. We're jumping right into it. We're going to game 3. This is the deciding match. Whoever wins this is going to move on to face the winner of, let me remind myself, the winner of Sky 5 and Tricky Gooses, which I believe is currently going on over on Eric with a K's channel. Wrong map! I was debated. It's not Braxis. We're not going to Braxis. What a disaster. What a disaster. We'll figure out what our map is in just a moment. Switch that back. Like it never happened. Like it never happened. Alrighty. I am going to take this opportunity to go grab water really quick then. I'm not going to put up the break screen. Tricky Gooses 1 and 2. Really? Wow. Oh wait, we are going to Braxis. So the number 8 seed Tricky Gooses. Unbelievable. Oh wait, were we in Braxis Outpost? Okay, so we are going to Braxis Holdout. We just did the thing in Braxis Outpost. Got it. Got it. The pictures are the same in the custom lobby. Joshua Scott TV, thank you very much for the follow. Man, we almost went to Braxis Outpost. That would have been a game number 3, I'll tell you that. That would have been quite the game number 3. Grand Paladin, thank you very much for the follow. Aaron NG 100, thank you for the follow. Alright, we're on the right map. We're getting there. Wow, the Tricky Gooses advance. Good for them. Well done, well done. In a 2-0 nonetheless. Alright, readies are out. We're going to give them the caster ready. Did you know that you can write caster R? Can you write? No, you can write caster ready with just your left hand. Caster, yeah. Some people say that you should hit the Y key with your right index finger. I say no. Reach across. That's what I do. All right, we're getting the right person with the hat, and we're going to get ourselves into the next draft. It is Braxis Holdout, not Braxis Outpost, for our game number 3, as chosen by Baby on board here. Should have our draft up in just a moment. Be getting into it. The Lazy Hydra also following. I could have sworn you'd followed before. Maybe not. Nonetheless, welcome. Glad you're enjoying yourself. Caster ready with your left hand. Yeah, you just can keep hovering with my right. Just give it all boom. Except you have to reach across to press enter afterwards. Unfork. That's okay. Alrighty. Teams are ready. We're starting up this draft. Let's do it.
Braxis Holdout.
Braxis Holdout. Alrighty. Very different map here on Braxis Holdout. Don't forget my water. We'll rush off and get it after the draft. We'll do it after the draft. Tracer, once again banned away by Boogans forever, to no one's surprise. Will we see a Hanzo ban, though? Will they stick with it? Sonya banned away. They're going to ban Hanzo on Braxis. Alright, sticking with the plan. May going to be taken away here by Baby on board. If they can't have it, they're not giving it up. May particularly strong on Braxis, with all of her abilities fitting very nicely into that, what do they call it? It's not an altar area, it's a beacon area. First pick, Chromie, goes over to non-champion, who's often been last pick so far this series, but going with the first pick here. Claiming the Chromie. Tarask, happy to take the Hogger back, and Brightwing actually making it through the draft, will be played by Kyberries. Alrighty, so we get to see a Brightwing here in this series. Mockery target bans. If that ain't the story of Baby on board, then I don't know what is. Tracer ban, Hanzo ban. Hanzo ban, Tracer ban. Bummernaut gonna lock in the Garrosh here, another very strong Braxis holdout tank. And Tompiece, for the third game in a row here, gonna pick up that Malthael to counter the Hogger. Baby on board, looking at the Garrosh, looking at the Chromie. Thinking about what they want to get rid of. They're gonna take away the Ana to remove the power of the hyper carry Malthael, which can come through with that nano boost. Boogans forever. Let me get rid of the Cassia here. Mockery putting on a clinic last time on the Cassia. But is it a Braxis specific hero? I'd argue no. They're going to take away the Uther here. They don't want to see the Uther Brightwing combination, which is likely a good idea. Uther would have been a good pick for the Boogans, but I agree that I bet Baby on board would have drafted that before the Boogans could have got a hold of it. Next two picks here for Baby on board. We're looking at an Oriole here from Cavalier Guest, and it's going to be Sylvanas by Mocker. Will we see a switcheroo, or is it going to be Cav on the Oriole? Interesting. So going with the double healer up front, the Sylvanas. What does that leave for Coffee? Very, very interesting setup we've got here. Boogans forever. With their last two picks, going to round out their draft. Going to go with the Stukov for Thundercats, and Cambella's going with the Rainer. So just going for some very good early game steady pressure. There on the side of Boogans forever. Coffee going to lock in the Alarak. All right. So a bit of a funky style here for Baby on board. They're going with the double healer. I'm guessing that's a Hogger top lane and an Alarak bottom lane. Let's see how it works. All right. I'm going to run and get water real quick. Alrighty. Back. They're still loading. It's all good. Did anyone switch? No, they didn't. Everyone's playing the same stuff. Let's get into the game. Alrighty. Game number 3. On the left in the blue. Looking to come all the way back. It's Baby on board. Kyberry is on the Brightwing. Coffee playing Alarak. Cavalier Guest is on the Oriole. Mockery on the Sylvanas. And Tarask on the Hogger. On the right in the red, we have Boogans Forever. Non-champion playing the Chromie. Campbellas is on the Rainer. Armornaut playing Garrosh. Thundercats on the Stukov. And Tompies is on the Malthael.
2, 1.
We're going to come on down to the bottom lane. I feel like the action might be going on in the top lane here as we begin game number 3 on Braxis Holdout. Tompies is going to spot Mockery, going to pop those black arrows once again here. Full silence on the Malthael, going to chunk down to half health, going to take a quick well there. Full rotation, Boogans Forever going to swap the 4 and the 1. This Bummer not looking for a throw, going to find Oriole, but not quite placed. Not going to find the combo just there. Coffee has to use the telekinesis to back on out of there. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a lane swap, going with the 4v4 in the top lane to start things off. Bummer not waiting for a throw once again, finds one, does get the throw there onto Oriole before the knockback could come on out, and that is going to be enough. Oriole goes down here. Boogans Forever finding first blood. Checking on our bottom lane matchup right now, Tarask and Tompi is going to be battling it out here. Looks like the wave clear and the self-sustain on the side of Malthael is going to be superior to start things off. Boogans Forever going to time out their first camp here. Rainer did go for ace in the hole, so going for that team fight damage. Right now we see Baby on board going to work on their bruiser camp as our first objective comes up here. Bruiser camp as well going to be claimed by Boogans Forever. Looks like their camp clear a little bit better to start things off with. Cav, is going to be time stop there. Bummer not going to get the throw. Oh, the throw does come on through. Silent Zone comes on out, though. Cavalier Guest could still be in some trouble. One more auto, and that is going to be it for the Oriole. Kyberry is also going down. Bummer not able to get away and survive through that black arrow. The Banshee's Curse, I should say. It's a new tongue twister for you. Right now, Cambella's coming on down to help out Tompies, but Tarask going to have to back on out for the 2v1 and to try to clear away this camp. Another time trap from Chromie. And that's going to be key here. The throw comes out onto Mockery. Sylvanas uses the Haunting Wave to get away here. But channeling it out is Boogans Forever. They're going to have to clear away this mid, though. Cavalier Guest once again trying to claim this objective point. 84% for the red side. It's been a very spicy start, but 3 kills for the Boogans. They're doing very well in the opening salvo. Right now, Hogger and Brightwing. Actually, Brightwing warping on down, looking for a kill there onto Tompies. We're not going to get it. That's going to allow Boogans Forever to take this top point back, so no channel to be had there for Baby on board. Mockery thinking about moving out. Cavalier Guest is caught. Cavalier Guest is taken down. Boogans Forever have been doing a great job finding that Oriole here in the early going. Brightwing making their way back to the top lane. Hogger working on this back camp. Not going to quite get all the bounces, but probably going to get enough. What is that thing doing? It was just hanging out on the edge. Boogans Forever are going to pick up the first objective. It's going to be sieging the bottom lane. As we have a little bit of a camp invade. Tompies is going to work on Tarask here, but Cavalier Guest is coming on in. Find the stun there. Brightwing coming on through, but the rest of Boogans Forever are here. They want this camp. Going to get thrown out. Tompies is very low, but going to warp on through and still surviving his Malthael. Baby on board do manage to pick that up. Tompies trying to get away here. Coffee is on the chase. Warp through is there. Polymorph. Oh, nice telekinesis, and that's going to be it for Malthael. Meanwhile, Hogger trying to clear away this objective in the bottom lane. And let's go fairly effectively. Going down past 40%. A little chaotic to start things off, but a pretty good objective defense through for Baby on board. Boogans forever. A little bit behind on that minion experience now, but very ahead in the hero kills. Coffee finds the pull onto Cambelas. Bomber not looking for a flank once again. Is going to find the throw into Mockery, but will not find the follow-up stun. Haunting Wave will allow Sylvanas to escape there. Tom Beast working on this back camp solo as Malthael. Hogger going to work and try to get this well down. Now see Cavalier Guest cutting off Thundercats. Bummer not looking for a throw on the backline. Is going to get polymorphed and stunned. Silenced as well. This could be trouble for Bummer not trying to get away here. Going to get healed up by Stukov. Kyberries is going to be thrown, but not quite over the wall there. Brightwing trying to get away. Cambella's putting out a good combo, but Garrosh is eventually run down there. Baby on board, picking up their second kill of the game. Siege continues here in the bottom lane. Sylvanas putting out that trait to turn off those towers. So despite the chaos, getting some work done here is Baby on board. Cambelas gets pulled and polymorphed, but Thundercats is there with that bio kill switch. Cavalier Guest. Oh, Cambella's walking into the wrong neighborhood. That's going to be Raynor going down there. Bummer not throws in Cavalier Guest, though. Nice save by Kyberries is going to allow Baby on board to go ahead with this camp steal. And this double healer setup with the Alarak, very, very lethal in the early going. Camp is stolen there. Hogger going to move on back to work on this Bruiser camp. See what the setup is going to be. It's going to be a north-south Hog Wild. Yeah, doing some pretty good work there. Not the full clear, but pretty close. And continued siege in the bottom lane here for Baby on board. Boogans forever. Going to move on out. Bomber not looking for one. Nice whip, though, by Cavalier Guest is going to deny the Groundbreak. Beacons are online once again. Baby on board has the top lane camp pushing. Playing the bottom beacon for now. Malthael is going to have to clear away that camp before being able to move on to the top point. So it looks like we're going to have a rotation to the top lane here. Boogans forever thinking about where to go. They're going to allow the Garrosh up front. Thrask going to have to be careful. Level 10s are here. We do have the Hortipult, so Hogger should be able to get away here. Good map awareness and being able to get on out of there. That's bottom fort going over to Baby on board. Right now, Boogans forever, they're down 10s, and Baby on board is going to use that advantage to go ahead and pick up this boss. Already taking it down below half. Not a lot that Boogans forever can do here. Even if they realize it, they'd be walking into it down level 10s. So that's going to be a boss marching down the top lane. Another Chromie time trap is going to come on out, as well as the slowing zone. Top fort is still very healthy. Level 10s are here for Boogans forever. They're thinking about moving in. Bummerknot with that Decimate is going to throw one, but his Polymorph before the Q can come out. Now the Silence Zone. Unstoppable is out, and that's going to be Garrosh down first. Taras has got to be careful. The last rights could be coming out. There it is. Kai with the save, though. The shield is enough to keep Hogger alive. Nice Polymorph Silence onto Tompies. Mockery moves on in, tries to get the last hit. No, Malthael is going to live here, but Baby on board with a full Zerg wave in the bottom lane and a boss in the top. They're going to get this fort down, and all of a sudden the pressure is completely flipped in this game. Zerg wave continues the push along the bottom lane, already onto this keep wall. Boss is on the top keep wall. This Zerg wave is already cleared in the top lane by the fort wall. And the pressure is on here. Boogans forever looking to find that magic that they had in the early going, trying to find an answer versus this composition. Slowing Sands is going to give them some time to poke down those Ultralisks. Bummer not trying to throw out the slows, finds the stun there onto the Hogger, but this keep is already going down. Mind Control goes out onto the Garrosh. Bummer not trying to get away. The time stop from non-champion. Coffee is knocked away by Thundercats, but with this keep already down, this could be a tough spot here for Boogans forever. Silence pull is out. That's going to be it for Chromie. Chromie taken down. Bummer not with the throw onto Coffee. Alarak trying to move on back. But they both go down. Garrosh and Alarak fall. Tom Piece is all over the back line. But that's Malthiel going down. Tarask is trying to get Cambella's. And the core is already taking damage. This Zerg wave is still very, very healthy. Core shielding is down. Could this be it? Baby on board, looking to close out this series. Cambella's moves on to Mockery, and that's Raynor going down. Core is at 30%. There it goes. Baby on board is going to take the victory and reverse sweep the series 2-1. What a comeback. GG. Whew. Well, an Oriole, Brightwing, Alarak, along with that Sylvanas Black Arrows, able to just self-sustain, siege on through. The early going looked tough. The early going looked very, very tough. But they found their 10s, they got their macro in order, they denied that first wave, and then they just ran at them. Incredible work there by Baby on board, bringing in the reverse sweep and taking the series. They're going to be moving on to face Tricky Gooses in the next round. Incredible stuff there. Taking a look at the damage. I mean, it's a less than 10-minute game, so the damage doesn't look super impressive, though. Mockery on Sylvanas, a little over 25k there for Baby on board. And on Champion on the Chromie, knocking there at nearly 26,000. Such as they are, here are the talent builds. Oriole, for those who haven't seen Oriole in maybe 3 years. Searing Light on 1, Heavy Burden on 4, Glimmer of Hope on 7, Crystal Aegis on 10, Piercing Lash on 13. Just going with the kill him with the heal. What a play, what a series. We're going to see if we can get ourselves an interview with our victors here. Send out the message. Bird. Head on over there. Take that. Here we go.
Crushinator!
It's me, and it's you. A reverse sweep
Hello.
2-1 victory.
You know, we did it to him in the regular season, and we had a little bit of deja vu coming in here in the playoffs as well. Feels good, man.
It was a thriller. We had a little bit of a delay there in the early going,
A little bit.
but it
I'm
was
telling
full
you, dude.
throttle after that.
I'm telling you, we waited like 15 minutes, and I was like, oh my god, they're waiting so long. What's the rule? Can we force them to play with an AI? And then, like, as soon as they were ready, I was like, I have to take the fattest of my life.
You know, it's just how it goes sometimes. You're ready until you're not. Unfortunate.
Yeah, but you know what? It added suspense, and it really
It did add
tested your
suspense.
ability to fill extraneous amounts of time.
It was either the most or second most amount of time I've had to fill. I
Hell
don't feel like I
yeah.
did a good job, but we got there.
Dude, I watched Jay Howe and God, I can't remember who he co-cast with, but at the collegiate championship, collegiate esports championship back in April 2019, they had to fill time during pause bugs for like 45 minutes in one game. It was
45,
actually nuts.
man.
Yeah.
I think 25 is the worst I've ever done.
Yeah.
I did 25
No, and I was
on the
impressed. They were
NGS. Man,
they
45,
just
goodness me.
like I talked to Jay Howe about it after, and
Mhm.
he was telling me, oh, it was hell. But like in the moment, you had no idea. He's such a professional.
Those are pros for you. They do it up
Oh, yeah.
well.
I'd
Man,
be
so-
like complaining about like random like, you know, like 7 minutes in, honestly. But what's up? Back to the topic at hand. What's up?
Yeah, so we come into the series. It seemed like the enemy had their bands picked out. So speaking of the bands, was there anything you were coming in that you were sure you didn't want to see out of the Boogans, or was it really more map by map decisions what you were going with the bands with the pick strategy?
I think that definitely the map angle is more of where we took it this time. We got to play some maps we were comfortable with. We got to do some scouting. Kyle Ferguson always bringing the great info, really checking out the other team, providing us very useful scouting reports that make us able to manipulate the enemy hero pools, and go on the maps that we know we can do and they might not feel so comfortable with. So that was definitely a big part of it, and I have to 100% credit Kyle for really just sniffing out that info and making sure that we can make some informed decisions on game day.
All right, yeah. I mean, the scouting is definitely one of the things you can do in a league like NGS, because we have the databases available, we have the match histories, so it provides a cool angle to be able to play the game. So it's cool that you have that sort of resource. But
Yeah.
taking a look at the first game there on Alterac Pass, it seemed pretty good in the early going. You had the Sonya Hogger up front, very strong camp clear, but the fights just didn't seem to really be going your way. It was pretty good turnaround by Boogans Forever. Where do you feel like, did you feel like there was a hero missing, an opportunity missing in those setups? What was going wrong in those fights?
I find that when you start fights with one of your assassins getting blown up out of Ice Wall, they're really hard to win after that. So
That can be tough.
I literally credit that with 99% of the problem. I got wrecked in one Ice Wall, and then I got wrecked in another Ice Wall, and then Coffee got wrecked in a third Ice Wall, and we just lost. You can't continually throw multiple fights the same way. And not get punished. So I literally, to me, that is far and away the biggest thing, is just our assassins were overstepping, me and Coffee. And once we got those ice walls, we needed immediate responses from the team, but that isn't always super easy to do nor well practiced. So that was definitely an element of it. And I think that if we just played a little bit further back, I think that would have been a 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, just the May there from Bummernot was very well done. Got some
for
great
sure.
ice walls, a lot of twos.
Yep.
Even just hitting one is very good, but a lot of two hits there in the late stretch were very strong. But
And it's
we
no
saw,
coincidence that Cav snatched it the next game.
Well, I was gonna say the adjustment was very apparent, completely controlling the May for the rest of the series. They're taking it and banning it there in game number 3. I've got to wonder, were you surprised that they took you to Cursed Hollow?
Yeah. I don't remember who said it. I think it was Cav or somebody said Cursed Hollow, and one of us was just oh, okay. All right, let's go.
Yeah, I was looking at him okay, I mean, the Boogans they got the victory there on Alterac Pass. So, I mean, Cursed is similar in a way. There's boss control, there's camp control, all that fun stuff. But the macro presence, and once you got 2-0 on those objective points, it seemed like the game was already over at that point. Were there points in that game where you were thinking, okay, these are the times where the enemy is going to look to force, and what sort of responses did you have in those moments?
I mean, honestly, to tell it completely candidly, at every step of that game, it was they can come and try and fight over this. They can try, the amount of area control and AoE damage that we had present between our May, our Hogger, our Chromie. If they're coming in aggressively into our area, they're face checking a bush into an Uther. They're trying to step into a contested area into the boss control tank of the game in May. So anytime we had a slight advantage, we felt very, very confident taking camps right next to the enemy team, which we did multiple times because we knew that if they tried to aggress onto that when we had already set up and gotten all that area control, as long as they didn't get a miracle wall bang on me, and if you go back and look at that boss, you can see I'm positioned way in the back for that reason. As long as they didn't get a crazy wall bang on me or Chromie, it was nearly impossible to lose those area fights. So we felt that we had really locked down every zone fight, and the only thing that can really hold us back when we've got a good draft and we're on a map that we're comfortable with is Cav's usual 12 deaths a game. And as long as we don't have that, then we're solid, really.
Well, it certainly wasn't 12. One death for the entire team throughout Cursed Hollow there, just putting on a clinic really, really strong. And almost went to Braxis Outpost for game number 3. That would have been quite the series cap, but we ended up on Braxis Holdout. And quite the draft. Quite the draft there we saw with the Oriole Brightwing, Alarak Sylvanas in the 4. Is there, so I mean, obviously the highlight you're looking at it is the Oriole, but what do you feel really makes that comp tick? Because I was looking at, without Sylvanas, does that comp work?
I think so. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I do live under the dictatorship of Cav. He just tells us to draft something wild and I just do it. I had no idea that was coming. But I don't think it necessarily needed Sylv. It's just we were really able to consistently win fights because that comp on Braxis, they try to get these picks with Garrosh and they just don't work because we have double support. And then now all of a sudden your Garrosh has this Ariel behind him who can whip him deeper into the team. He blew his combo to not get the kill. You've got a Sylvanas wearing everybody down. And if they're unable to get those picks, then we can consistently push with the camps. And if we're always pushing into them, then we're always pressuring them to come fight us and stop it. And coming in to fight a double support comp is really hard because double support comps are the best team fight comps in the game. Mm-hmm. Healers are super good at team fighting. So we just were consistently, I do think that the Sylv enabled higher push pressure, which demanded a fighting response from the enemy team who was not able to get picks with the tank pick that they had into what we had outside of Cav just 1v5ing in the early game.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense there. I mean, we saw the enabled push. I mean, you're in the bottom lane, you've got the full Zerg wave moving on to that keep. It seemed like you weren't fully committed to the core idea at the start. But once you got that pick, was that when it was go time? You were going to try to end that game right there?
I wasn't really thinking about it too much. I was just kind of like, all right, do the thing in front of me. You know what I mean? Like, I just smorked down the lane and just hit whatever's in front of me. And then I remember taking a look around when we killed that keep in bottom lane. And I was like, wait a minute. We still have 43% of a Zerg wave. And at that point I was like, wait, like this is doable. And so we just kept going. And Cav really, I think his leadership was really good right there because he kept calling in situations where I think I might have backed off. He was like, we're double support, make them come fight us. You know what I mean? And he's like, if we just push in, they have to fight us. And so he was really making sure that we understood that aspect of our team identity. And I believe that allowed us to stay clumped up. And we had a comp where the AoE sustain healing was absolutely bonkers with Ariel Brightwing. So you're not really going to out-sustain. You're not really going to poke out that team. Even with Chromie Rainer, you're not going to poke out that team. So you got to try for those picks, but those picks just aren't happening after the early game, especially once you've got Crystal Aegis coming in on the Ariel, who's now 1,000,000 times harder to kill off of the throw. And it's just, it just leads to the situation where they can't get picks, they can't wear us down, they can't defend against our push, and it just goes until the game ends, less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, just at the early going, I was like, I see what they're doing, but it was just Oriole's down, and Brightwing's down, and Alarak's down. I was like, oh no. And then level 7 came. And you hold off the first push, you snowball it through, and you just never stop pushing. And wow, 2-1 reverse sweep series victory. Moving on to the next round.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to it. I'm happy that I get to be with my friends more. Because at the end of the day, that's why I signed up for this. I literally was like, we used to have a weekly streamer segment where I would get to play with my friends here, and it was so much fun. It's how I got to meet some of my favorite people in the community and Cav. No, I'm kidding. I knew him already, but no, I love you, Cav. But I really missed running those, and so when they asked me to be on the NGS team, like I was like, yes, because that was exactly what I was looking for. That's content collaboration. That's getting to be with my friends again, and that's absolutely something I've gotten out of the team, and it's something that I'm grateful to get another shot at. going into the next round. So really happy about that.
Well, speaking of the next round, we got the hot details from the other series, the 1 vs 8 that was happening at the same time. Number 1
Ooh.
Sky 5 falls 0-2 to number
What?
8 Tricky Gooses. So you're on to Tricky Gooses in the next round.
Huh. What's going on there? Who did they pay to hop onto their accounts for that game?
I'm gonna have to go back and watch the VOD because that was not the outcome that I expected. But
Huh.
yeah, so it's gonna be number 4 versus number 8 there in the next round. Now, if I take a quick look, I
Oh.
don't remember how that went last time. Let's see. Where's the Tricky Gooses?
I don't remember.
That
Which
was a
means we
2-1 for
probably
you
lost.
guys.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah, that was a win-loss-win on your last
Okay.
meeting. So another best of 3 that went to 3. So that should be a good one as well.
Yeah.
Probably not the opponent you were preparing for, but is that a matchup you're looking forward to?
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Like I said, I am literally grateful to be with my friends having a good time in my favorite game. I'm thankful for any matchup. I'm thankful for this opportunity to be with the people I like. So hell yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know what I mean? And even if they 2-0'd the number 1 seed, I do feel a little bit more comfortable going in against 8 than 1.
Mhm.
So that is very interesting news, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. You know, no disrespect to any opponent, just it's exciting.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on moving on to the next round. The floor is yours for shoutouts. Anything you'd like to call out before we close down?
For sure, I'd like to shout out all my lovely teammates here: Kai Berries, Kyle Ferguson, and Coffee. You guys are great. And you too, Justin. But no, honestly, I feel like I said this before, but shout out my fiance. I think I said that a week ago when you cast us last time, but shout out my fiance. She's been big in supporting me leading up to our wedding this upcoming summer. And I feel that, you know, we do a lot to enable each other to live the kind of life we want to live. And I think that it's good to have that kind of person in your life. And shout out my mod staff as well. Honestly, dude, like, I don't know, man. Trying to run this streaming business, it ain't a one-man show. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody can do it alone. So I'm only where I'm at because I got my friends, I got my mods, I got my fiance, I got my lovely caster buddies like Crushinator here. Definitely feeling a lot of love for the community and the people I have.
That's one of the best shout out rounds I've ever heard. Very well done. So,
Thank you.
Mockery, thank you very much for joining me once again. Congratulations on the 2-1. Looking forward to seeing you next week, and good luck in that matchup.
Thank you. Are you gonna be with us? Is that confirmed?
Next week we'll have to see. We'll have to see how
We'll
it hits
have
the
to
calendar.
see.
I'll take a look.
You're gonna abandon me?
You got to spread the love, man. We got to see what's out there.
No, other casters are garbage. You're the
No
only one that I
spreading love
want.
allowed. We can't do it.
Yeah, no, literally every other caster just sounds like nails on a chalkboard after I've heard you, Crush. All right.
Baby.
I will
We'll see what I
potentially
can
see
do,
you
and
soon.
I'll see you next time.
Thanks for the interview. See you
See
later,
ya.
Crush.